Can't believe that I'm about to say this, but hi, everybody, and welcome to my channel. So crazy that I'm doing this, so I'm very excited. This is Lisi Does It. I, of course, am Lisi, which is a nickname that some of my friends gave me, one of many. Of course, my name is Alicia, and some of my friends call me Lisi. Some of my friends and family call me Elise, Lise, Belle, Alice, a million nicknames, which you will probably hear as we go through this series and as you guys go through my life with me. Um, and so, yeah, this is doing the hard things. And I know you guys are probably like, okay, what is Lisi Does It? What are these hard things? What are we talking about here? So, Lisi Does It is basically just showing you guys just the work that I'm doing on myself. Um, there is a particular story that I'm gonna get into that kind of launched this whole thing in regards to my family. Also, we're gonna hear from some of my friends, some people that I look up to, some people that am working with to do some of this work. To better myself and to learn more about myself and about my family. And so just doing the hard things is just exactly what it sounds like, doing those things that seem overwhelming, doing the things that we put off because we say, I don't have the time to do it. I'm too old. That was a dream that I had 10 years ago, but now I'm in a different place in life. I have a family now. I have a different job. I don't have the same kind of time that I did back then. I don't have the same energy that I did back then. I don't have the finances, whatever excuses that we give ourselves to not pursue the things that we really want to do, or the things that we need to do. Because sometimes it's not even about the things that are fun, but sometimes it's just the things that are necessary, um, that we put off for whatever reasons. And so that's what this page is going to really be about: just doing the hard work, doing the things that are necessary, even when they are not fun, confronting the things that sometimes you just want to sweep under the rug, you just want to put to the side and just say, I don't even want to deal with that. But it's not going away. I just got to a place where I'm like, downtown living, guys. I've gotten to a point where, I just said, I don't want to hide those things anymore. I don't want to put things off anymore. I don't want to procrastinate now. Now, as I say that, I don't want to procrastinate. I'm not saying that I'm not going to procrastinate. There will be some procrastination at this moment. There is something that I need to do that I am putting off. I am going to get to it though. Um, just a matter of making the time. So some of the things that we're going to get into on this page. The first is, like I said, the thing that kind of spearheaded and kind of kicked this whole thing off for me is dealing with my family. We all have heard of or experienced family secrets, right? Um, those things you might go to a family reunion or a funeral, some kind of family gathering, or even just those whispers in your family. You know that your aunt such and such is not really your aunt. She's really your cousin, and that's really not her daughter. That's really such and such's daughter, but she raised. So there's always those little whisperings of things in your family, and they're never really talked about openly, or they might be an open secret. To where everybody kind of knows it, but it's not really discussed as far as the details of it. And so in my family, we're no different. It was always, I wouldn't even say an open secret, it just was always known that my grandfather, the man that we acknowledge as my grandfather, and that my mom, my uncle acknowledged as their dad, was not their biological father. Not unique. Tons of people in the world have a stepfather, fine. Um, and so when I was younger, I would ask, well, okay, well, who is your biological dad? And I would always get a very short answer. Just he was an older man. He was nice, and he died. Literally, that's it. And today's kids, they grow up under gentle parenting, and I love that for them. And don't get me wrong, my mom was a great mom. My grandmother was one of the kindest people that I probably have ever met on this planet. However, I also grew up in a time where, you stay in a child's place, and when you ask a question and you receive an answer, you take your answer and you go about your business. You know what I mean? And I could see when I would ask about it with my grandmother, I could see that it made her uncomfortable, and I could see that it kind of maybe made my mom a little upset, and maybe it made her upset to see my grandma uncomfortable. I don't know. But I knew, I could read the room enough to say, okay, I think I should leave this alone. And so um, I never asked any more questions about it, because of course, who wants to upset their mom or their grandmother? Not me. And so I just let it. And also, it wasn't something that really, um, it wasn't a nagging thing for me. Like I said, I had a grandfather for all intents and purposes in my life, so it wasn't like there was a void there at all. And so I just kind of let it lie, um, until probably the earlier part of this year. And of course, I waited until the majority of the people who couldn't give me these answers have all passed away. My mom's gone, my dad's gone, my grandmother's passed away, my grandfather's passed away. And so, thank God for my uncle, still being alive. He didn't have the answers per se, but he was able to give me some contacts with some other family members who could kind of, at least lead me down some other paths, to get answers. And so let me just tell y'all, I started this journey out because I wanted to find out who my biological grandfather was, right? And so, like I said, I started this off by calling my grandfather. I mean, excuse me, calling my uncle. Within the first 5 minutes of this phone call, I come into the phone call thinking, all right, well, at least I know X, Y, Z. This is my starting point. And so from here, let's see what we can find out. First 5 minutes of the call, my uncle says, well, because our last name, my mother's maiden name, my grandmother's his last name which is Hawkins. We're really not Hawkins. Excuse me. What are you saying? Yeah, that's really, we're really not Hawkins. Our last name is really Finney. Now, mind you, I have never, in my 37 years as of today, in my 37 years of life, I have never heard this last name, Finney. What? Excuse me, Uncle. What do you say? So immediately, I'm like, okay, so this is already letting me know that this is not going to be a straightforward cookie cutter, easy process, which is fine because I'd rather dismantle all of the things that I thought that I knew and get the correct answer than to go chasing my tail down the path that's not even correct. But when I say, like, I'm like, I was just not prepared to hear him say that, yeah, our family name is not even our family name. Like, I was not ready for that at all. So the first video, so with him, like I said, it was a phone call. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe put some snippets of that call, and I did record it, but the way that I recorded it, I'm just not sure if it's something that I can really upload here. That remains to be seen. You'll just have to wait for the next video because I'm not even sure at this point, how, if I can work that in, and if so, how. You will be able to see, because along with these different calls that I'm going to make and people that you will meet, in my family, I did do an ancestry test, an ancestry DNA test, because I was like, well, let me see. There might be some other family members, long distance relatives, that kind of thing, that I can connect with. It might even connect, make it easy for me and connect me with someone. Maybe my mom's biological father had another kid somewhere that Sorry, y'all. Y'all are just gonna hear a lot of background noise um, when I'm in here. Let me apologize in advance. But he might have some other child that we're not aware of, or um, just so that that might help me connect those dots. But also, even if I don't get any family matches that way, I also wanted to kind of know what my DNA makeup was. What African countries and all of that. So, and I'm going to do something with that information down the line. So either way, I'm like, it's not a loss if I don't find any family links that way. And also, in the video, I started working on my family tree. So you'll get to see my mom's side of the family, like I said, because we're still connecting those dots. There's still good information that I found. It's just the tree is a little sparse, but luckily, my dad's side, because there's a lot of information. Just from knowing him and knowing my grandmother and his dad and all that, and him having a million um, family members and all that, and siblings and stuff, that side is built up really well. And Ancestry is really cool. By the way, this is not sponsored. Everything on there that I use, I paid for. I paid for my own DNA test. Um, so this is not a sponsored video at all. So don't feel like I'm trying to convince you. I don't have any kind of promo code. If I find one for you, I'll put it down in the comments somewhere eventually. But it is really cool because I found all these records, all these good census records, and you get to see, the handwriting of like your great grandfathers. Um, Military card, and like you get to see like a lot of your family history, so it is very cool that way. But also you kind of get to see like what a family tree is supposed to look like when you have um, those dots that you can connect, so you'll kind of get to see both sides of that. And as that develops, I'll continue to show you. My results are supposed to come back. Today is, oh, what is today? Today is July, oh Lord, July 7th. Today's July 7th, and my results are supposed to come back on the 15th. So, my procrastination is actually paying off for you guys. So, you won't have to wait as long as I've been waiting to actually see what the results will be from that. And I definitely will come back and post that video. And so, in between me working on the family aspect, because I'm also, like I said, I have spoken with my grandma's cousin, my cousin Tina, who is she's going to be 91 this year, which I need to call her because I think her birthday might have passed. But 91, which I was like, I did not even realize that there was such a big age difference between them. But she might be in her 90s, but when I say she is sharp, um, because I so in the whole not Hawkins thing, Hawkins was actually um, what we thought was my grandmother's father's name, which it wasn't. That's where that whole Finney. Well, spoiler alert, it's not Finney either. It's actually Bailey, and I found that out from my cousin Tina. So I never Bailey was never going to be on anybody's radar. I had even looked at some family trees from some other relatives that they had started, and they had a different man down as my grandma's father. So when I say talk to your elder family members, if you have grandparents, great grandparents, um, great aunts and uncles, your elder cousins, who the oldest people in your family, uh, 50s and up. I mean, 50s not that old, but I'm just saying 50s and up. Talk to these people. They have so much knowledge and information about your family that you are going to want to keep. And remember, write down. As I was talking to her, I had my little notebook, and I'm just jotting down. Trying to keep up with everything. Like, okay, this name and that name, and like trying to remember. Like, go back later and research it. It was amazing. It was amazing. So she has been great. There's some other family members that my uncle gave me contact information for that I haven't yet called, just because the phone calls, you get a lot of information, but it can also be a little bit overwhelming because I'm just like, so many new names, of people that I've never heard of. And it's a lot of information to take in, honestly. It's great, but it can be overwhelming. So I kind of do them in doses. But she's also my cousin Tina is having like a birthday party at the end of this month, slash family reunion. So I'm going to take you guys with me to that so I can actually meet some of these family members. And hopefully they'll have some more information for me about that as well. So in between all of that, I'm also, like I said, this is not just about the family hard work. It's also about my personal hard work. Things like going to therapy, um, attempting maybe attempting to get back into dating and kind of working through the trauma and the things that have caused me to stop dating, because there have been very specific things that have happened that have let me know like I am just not ready for dating. Um, Going through school, I'm in school right now for a completely different. It's like a it's school, but it's like a career based school, like for a very specific career in tech, which is something that's completely out of my wheelhouse. It's completely different from any kind of job industry that I've done. So showing you guys that, and when I say I'm in the thick of it, y'all, I am in the thick of it with that. But it's been good. But it's definitely hard work. And of course, applying for jobs and going down that field, moving. This will be like my third, I guess, like big move where like I literally pack up, move to a brand new city where I don't know more than one person in that city. Um, so just going through that, how I navigate that. This one's been a little bit different as far as like um, housing and job, and each one's been a little bit different. So I will talk about the nuances of each one of those and how I've navigated that. Um, Making friends, just all the different things that just come with um, being the new kid on the block, right? Um, what are some of the other things that we're going to talk about? Grief, dealing with grief. That's something obviously I've been dealing with for at this point 21 years, right? Since my mother passed away. But even just in this last week, I just lost a friend, so it's something that's also very fresh, and I'm finding that each situation is different. But with grief, I'm actually it's not just going to be me. It's not just going to be me talking alone with each one of these videos. With grief, I'm actually going to have some of my friends who have also experienced similar situations, losing a parent. I'm going to have a conversation with them, and we're all going to share our experiences and kind of compare and contrast, what has been different, and kind of how we've navigated it in our own lives and that sort of thing. I'm going to have a great conversation with one of my best friends about I guess it's kind of about stereotypes, the stereotypes of not growing up, of growing up without a father, and how society views you, and also just of being a black man in the society, and the different expectations that we put on being a black man, being a six something foot black man. There's an expectation of, oh, he's going to be a ball player and this and that, and um, kind of how you navigate when you have a different dream or different vision for yourself. When it's not the things that people expect for you, which I think is going to be an amazing conversation. Like, I'm very excited to have that. There are some other guests that I plan to have. I haven't asked them yet, so crossing my fingers. Weight loss and health, that's going to be one. I'm going to see if I'm pretty sure he'll do it. My one of my doctors, he's like my nutritionist. That he's been with me for some years now. I'm going to see if he will come on and talk with us about some different things regarding weight loss and how people view surgery and different weight loss drugs. Ozempic is a big thing right now, um, and the different stigmas that come along with that versus just a natural weight loss. Just going in the gym and changing your eating and that kind of thing. I think that's going to be a great conversation. Just with him, just giving an overall thing, and of course me sharing my own personal experience with weight loss and that kind of thing. So just going to be a lot of different topics. This is not a tutorial by any means. This is not me telling you guys this is how you do it. Because for one thing, hard things is different for everybody. Weight loss might have been a hard thing for me, but for somebody, I mean, there's some people they haven't had to deal with weight loss. They might have been slim their whole life, or they might be happy with whatever size body they're in right now, which is great, but they might be dealing with some other hard thing that I don't have experience with. And I hope that this can be a conversation. I hope that you guys will share with me. I'm going to put my email, and I'm going to put my different social media platform information and put that somewhere on this page or in the comments or whatever. Um, so I definitely want you guys to engage with me. If it's something that I'm working through, that you have, that you are working through, or that you have worked through, I would love to know what your experience is. If you have any tips or things that you have found that have worked for you, I would love to hear it. I'm not an influencer. I want to make that very clear. I don't even like the word influencer, because I'm like, I don't want to influence anybody to do anything. Like, influence makes me feel like you didn't use your own brain. You didn't use your own critical thinking to make a decision for yourself. Now, if I can inspire you, to say, what, she's out here doing the work, doing the hard things, and she's no better than me because I'm not. I can go out and do things. If I can inspire you that way, amazing. I love that. And I want you to tell me about that too. But I'm not an influencer. Like I said, none of these videos at this point are sponsored. Anything that I mention as far as any kind of website, any kind of product that I use. Now, that's not to say in the future I won't turn down a sponsorship, okay? But I will let you guys know should anything be sponsored down the road. Um, but yeah, everything is just tools and things that I used to try to get my work done. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm petrified, honestly, which I guess that would be lesson number one on doing the hard things. Do it afraid. Like the thought of me saying to you guys, like and subscribe and share is cute, right? But then the thought of you guys actually liking and subscribing and sharing this petrifies me. Like, it scares the bejesus out of me, because I'm really like I'm opening myself up, I'm opening my life up to you guys. Um, but something in me said that this is what I should be doing at this. Like, this is what I'm called to do at this time. And I believe that even if it's just one person, if there's only one person out there, if you don't look at any other video that I make, this is the only one that you look at, and you say, you know what, she's out here making her content. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna have this hard conversation that I've been putting off with my parents, or with my spouse, or with my sibling, or I'm going to tell that person that I've had a crush on for 10 years that I have a crush on them, or, what I'm saying, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to get that degree. I'm going to change, whatever that thing is. If I don't do anything more than that, I have done what I have set out to do. So I do hope that you will stay and take this ride with me. Um, I'm biased, but I think it's pretty interesting. Um, just kind of unwinding the confusing knot that is my family. Um, but like I said, if you don't get past this video, um, but it lights a fire under you to do your own work, then amazing. And still tell me that. Tell me, say, girl, I ain't looking no other video, but that first one that did something for me. I will still be happy with that. Okay. And if you want to launch your own YouTube video about something, tell me. I will subscribe. I watch. Listen, I watched people clean rugs, and I watched grandpa and them make um hundreds of meals for little Indian children. I will watch whatever you put out there, okay? I will support you in whatever it is that you endeavor to do. So anyway, guys, I don't want to make this too long. I know personally I hate a YouTube video that is a whole bunch of chatter. So I will definitely try with the other videos that are actually getting into the doing of the things. That I'm just gonna try to get straight to it. It won't be a whole lot of intro because I hate that. But again, thank you guys so much. I'm nervous, anxious, but it's a good nervous, I think, about this whole process. But I'm very excited to do the work and just to kind of see the outcomes for myself and for you guys. And until next time, peace be with you. Out.